Hello everyone, going to be taking a look at another 5-star magicite battle in Final Fantasy Record Keeper. Today going to be taking a look at Quetzalcoatl. Pretty sure that's how it's pronounced, not 100% sure, but let's get right into my setup here. So you'll notice that I've got 3 artifact weapons here, thanks to the recently released event, well, not really event, a new feature for the game. You can now get these artifacts, which I of course have the Man-Eater from Final Fantasy V, also took Flambridge from Final Fantasy Type 0, and then the Katana from Final Fantasy VII, mainly because it'd probably be better for than any of my current katanas for Sephiroth, and also Cloud can use those as well. So let's start with our lineup here. So first we've got Yang, and he's going to be using Iron Fist Earth, and Gaia Rush is the backup ability. Shuddering Fist his Ultra, which is nice because it gives him infuses him with the power of Earth, and then not only that, it raises his critical hit whenever he uses monk abilities, and at the end of the Frying Pan mode, it triggers an attack that can break the damage cap, which is essential for boss battles like this one. And he has been fully level dived, so he does have the double cast for monk abilities. Tyro, he is going to be pretty much your battery for this battle, primarily going to be being a battery for Bartz. Galoof, he's going to be using heavy abilities. You'll see Grand Charge, Stone Press, and I equipped Strength of Innocence to give him a little boost with the heavy abilities. He's also been fully level dived, though I'm not using monk abilities, so in this case it's not really going to do a lot. Soul Breaks, primarily his chain. I did equip the Renewed Vigor because it does earth attacks and lowers its earth resistance, but only try to use that if I still have a healthy amount of time left on my chain. Aerith, like my battle with Behemoth King, she is going to be primarily using Innocent Cure. Again, have Curata and Cure, Ultra Cure available. You need Ultra Cure in this battle because Quetzalcoatl does use an ability that does paralyze attackers, or paralyzes your party members. He always starts with the person in the center, so you have to keep that in mind. And then I think next he goes for the person in slot number 1 and then slot number 5. I've never seen him do 2 or 4, but then again, usually I haven't lasted that long. And then finally Bartz, he's going to be our heavy hitter. Again, Blast Spell Strike and Tremorine Quad Strike as a backup. So he has latent power to infuse him with Earth, and then Hand of the Crystals for his Overstrike. And he has also been fully level dived. I tried equipping him, I think, with the one that helps you fill up your gauge faster, but it wasn't really helping. And honestly, it's not as necessary because, again, Tyro is going to be his battery. But other than that, fully level dived, so he will have the chance to double cast Spellblade abilities. And I do have his Materia that also gives him a chance to also have Spellblade abilities trigger in additional time, so it's pretty cool. Sometimes I actually manage to get 4 Spellblade abilities to go off in a row. So unfortunately, doesn't always happen. But enough of that. Let's go right into the battle. So you'll see here that my best time is 54 seconds, or 54.78 seconds. However, for this particular run through, I actually went over a minute. For the 5-star magicite so far, it's so weird. The first time I manage to pull it off, I'll get less than a minute, but then I can never get that set up to work again. So we'll explain more about that later, but first, I'll try to get the Divine Veil Grimoire up right away, and then just wait a moment for him to do his thing so we can get Innocent Cure. And Fabula Raider is the roaming warrior, so in just a moment here we're going to have the first person who acts use that. And again, Tyro's Wrathing. Again, Bart's doing his Spellblade thing. So Iron Fist Earth is actually a pretty cool ability for monks. Okay, so now we can start inflicting a little bit more damage, and this battle is very difficult. Okay, I realize I forgot to go over my magicite setup, but I do equip... I'll try to do that after the video's done here, so... Okay. Now, the thing that's tricky about these, the physical battles... Now, I've heard people say on the Record Keeper forum, for the magic magicites, the ones you need magic to hit with... Okay, you'll see I waited there for a sec because that's about the time he paralyzes the person in the center, so you got to have your Ultra Cure ready. But as you can see, using Earth Guardian, get that little extra defense. I always try to keep Bart's as full as possible, so that way he can do his latent power and then his Overstrike. And Yang is actually pretty good here too, because, again, when his frying pan mode ends, he can break the damage cap. But as I was saying, this can be really tricky because part of the problem with this one that I've noticed, and I'm not sure about the other ones because I haven't tried them yet, if you don't get your defenses up right away, or if you don't have high enough resistance relics, he will crush you like within 5 seconds. I think that's about how long I lasted the first time I tried it. I did like 5 seconds and I was dead. So we've got Earth Chain going off soon. Okay, everyone's still pretty good, so we're not gonna heal quite yet. Yeah, because it's in this battle I've noticed it's very important to make sure that you've got Ultra Cures ready. Okay, so then Hand of the Crystals, so this will be good because it will get him out of his rage mode so we can start inflicting damage on him again. And as I was saying before, I've heard people on the Record Keeper forum say that for the ones that you have to use magic, it's not always necessary to break the damage cap, but you pretty much got to do it with this guy because otherwise you're not going to be able to make much headway for damage. Because yeah, you may have noticed before, you know, Yang was hardly doing anything with his Ultra here, but he actually got some pretty good damage in there. Okay, again, Aerith is just going to do a single heal. Now for Bart's Stone Press, very helpful ability. Definitely recommend honing that sucker. Now for Bart's, I'm going to use the second command for his burst mode, Whirling Sands, because it does give him a little bit of an attack boost. So around this time, as it starts to close to the 30-second mark, I try to renew the Fabula Raider. And then after that, then we renew Divine Veil Grimoire, and that should carry us through for the rest of the battle. Innocent Cure is actually very good because it it reduces your physical reaction delays, so it's extremely helpful when you're doing an all-physical team like this. So, I mean, I have tried using the Radiant Shield Earth because I do have one character that has it, Ignis from Final Fantasy III. Okay, so yeah, got lucky there because I was able to get the whatchamacallit, the Ultra Cure off right away. So for this particular run, I did hit the Stone Press a little too early. Normally I would have tried to do the 2 charges to get a bit more damage, but it got him out of the Lightning Rage mode, so I'm not complaining. And if I had Bart's Arcane, that would be awesome. But for now, I just got to make do with the Overstrike. So again, you'll see here what I mean with Shuddering Fist, where after he's done doing his thing here, he will do Furious Kick, which does break the damage cap. And going to renew Earth Chain. Gonna give Bart's a little more juice here. Yeah, on this particular run, I don't think I got very lucky with the double casts, because that's one thing that can really help in a case like this where you're using a chain. That's one thing that can really help shave some time off of, that can help shave several seconds off if you can get those double and triple casts to actually go off. So, okay, gonna go back to latent power just to make sure he stays infused with earth. Yeah, I remember for the 3 and 4 star battles, when I first was doing them, I almost always had 2 healers, but it seems that the main strategy with the 5 stars here is only want to do 1 healer, because you need that DPS. So again, we're going to try to get Stone Guardian to trigger, Earth Guardian to trigger here in just a moment. Yeah, this I remember was actually a very, very close run through. I didn't think I was going to actually make it through this one. And like I said, I've just had the weirdest luck with the 5 stars, the 2 5 stars I've managed to complete. I managed to sub 60 him the first time. And then I can never seem to get the same setup to work. And I just got to do weird little tweaks, and then I can finally get the the win again. So again, now we're gonna have to do another Ultra Cure for Bart's. And I've seen people do other magicites that either increase your earth damage or reduce the lightning damage. So I guess it depends on what type of defensive synergy you have, or if you have just the right combination of soul breaks that lets you do it, that lets you get the DPS you need. And I accidentally slipped here. I accidentally triggered Immortal Soul a little earlier than I normally would have. And again, that's what's so weird, because I remember the first time I actually did a run that beat him, I kept having more of his soul break. Well, the first time I did it, I just had his, just his chain, and I always seem to have too much of it, and that's why I figured for my next runs, I would just take the, that extra one just in case. And yeah, like I said, my luck with these battles has been weird. And I did accidentally trigger Divine Veil Grimoire. I probably should have did that in trust to Bart's, but like I said, in the end, I did manage to complete this, so it gets the job done. So a lot of times with my strategies, as I said, I'm just so amazed by people who manage to pull these off in less than 30 seconds. And it's like, here I'm usually lucky if I can get it in less than a minute. Okay, I've lost track of how many Ultra Cures. I think this is what, like 4 or 5? Yeah, and this is what's so tough about doing it with just one healer, is when something happens where you heal up and then it hits you with a heavy attack right away, you're pretty much, you gotta hope that you get lucky and you can survive until the next, your soul break builds up again. Because I've seen other people beat him using Ilara with her Ultra, which is nice, again, because it's got that Regenga, I think that's what it's called, where, when you've got her to a certain level, it restores 2,000 points per tick. So yeah, this is going to be a close one. And I actually ran out of the Iron Fist Earth, so that's why I had the other one as the backup. The Gaia Rush as a backup. And I think someone died in this one. Everything's kind of a blur when I do these battles. Okay, yeah, Yang died. But like I said, it was actually good that I did remember to bring Galut's second, or his, one of his bursts here. I think he has Okay, yeah, there. I entrusted Aerith, hoping I'd be able to get another Innocent Cure off, but it wasn't quite enough. Unfortunately, Bart's managed to get his blast spell to go off twice. So yeah, I got lucky there too with a little extra healing from Aerith. I wish that that ability she had where it did the, you know, when you use a white magic ability, it heals everyone a little bit. I wish that could trigger twice. That would be awesome. So yeah, Innocent Cure just right, because this can be really frustrating when you get to this point here, because I've had so many battles where I get him down to that little tiny sliver of life, and then he kills me. But fortunately, in this particular battle, was not no worry, because we managed to pull it off in the end with Hand of the Crystals. And goodbye, little birdie. You are toast. Actually, I think Quetzalcoatl isn't a bird. I think he's... in Aztec mythology, he was actually a god that appeared as a feathered serpent. So yeah, this one, again, you'll see an expert, but I did actually manage to master him. But he's done. His goose is cooked. So, as I said before, I did realize that I forgot to go over my magicite deck, so let's do that now. Okay, so as you'll see for my main one, we've got Stone Guardian, or Earth Guardian. Don't know why I keep calling him Stone Guardian, but... or Stone Guardian. You know what I mean, Earth Guardian. So, again, he's got that little extra life boost, so that's helpful. And Empower Earth. And then I've got another Earth Guardian where he's got 2 Resist Lightnings. Catastrophe for a little Earth boost. And then he's got the critical hit. Does that increase the chance or damage? Okay. Increase critical hit damage. And then the attack boost. Ivry, I might consider swapping out Ivry because, I don't know, it seems I'm usually not at a high enough HP to really make much of a difference. Maybe I'll try a different one in there. And then since he does use wind attacks, I did put Krista in there to help reduce some of the wind damage. Well, with that said, I hope that the video here did help, and hopefully I was able to give you some helpful tips for how to beat this boss. Trust me, he's frustrating. I went through several different setups before I finally managed to get it right. So thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you next time.